November 14th. Robin Hood. For old time's sake. At last, good King Richard had returned to Nottingham, and sentenced greedy Prince John and his cronies, the Sheriff of Nottingham and Sir Hiss, to hard labour in the rock mines. "Brave Robin Hood," said the king upon summoning Robin to the castle one day soon after his return. "In light of the fact that Prince John had harassed and overtaxed the good people of this kingdom, and in recognition of all you have done to defend and protect them while I was gone, I ask if you would do the honour of returning this money to the citizens of Nottingham, to whom it rightfully belongs." Robin Hood beamed. "Your Majesty," he replied, "it would be my honour." The next day, at the appointed time, Robin Hood arrived at the castle, ready to perform his duty. He had brought Little John to assist him. They found King Richard waiting for them just inside the main gate. Next to the king was a wagon overloaded with bags of gold coins. "Well, my boy," the king said to Robin Hood, "here's the people's money. I trust you to distribute it fairly." Robin Hood smiled and looked at the wagon. He looked at Little John. He looked at the king. He looked back at the wagon. Then his smile faded. "Something doesn't feel right," Robin Hood said, turning to face Little John. "Something is missing." "Missing?" Little John said, surprised. "Of course," Robin Hood cried. For all those years under Prince John's rule, he had robbed from the rich to give to the poor. That was his thing. Giving to the poor without the robbing part felt somehow incomplete. Now that the generous King Richard was back, there would be no need to rob from the rich. Naturally, thought Robin, that was a good thing, and yet it was the end of an era. "Your Majesty," Robin Hood said to the king, "I don't suppose you could make this handing over of the money a bit more, I don't know, challenging?" King Richard wrinkled his brow. "Challenging?" he replied, puzzled. Robin Hood turned to Little John, who also looked confused. "What do you say? One last heist for old time's sake?" Little John smiled. King Richard also understood, which is how it happened that later that afternoon, Robin Hood and Little John stole a wagon load of gold from the castle yard. And wouldn't you know it, King Richard did not seem to mind